Stampers, it's Kim Vogel with the Basement Bunch Stampers, and I'm back for a Terrific Tuesday video. This week I'm going to showcase for you the Carols of Christmas bundle that is coming out in our in our holiday catalog, and it's actually available for purchase during the month of August. This stamp set and coordinating framelits is $45 for the bundle. And I love the stamp set, lots of versatility to it. And today I'm going to show you a cute card that I created with it, and using some products that are more non-traditional for Christmas versus your typical red and green. I chose to use our rose red cardstock, our garden green cardstock. Another stamp set that I'm going to showcase on this project is the sheet music background stamp. I love it, and so I want to kind of show you how I incorporated that into this card as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a piece of rose red cardstock cut to 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and that becomes the base of our card. I then secured a piece of garden green cardstock cut to 5 1/4 by 4 using our fast fuse. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. And again, this bundle would be perfect for you to be able to start Christmas cards early. If you're anything like me, I do Christmas cards for my husband's business. I do them for my Stampin' Up business. I do them for where I work at the university that I'm at. So I have got to start them early or they're not going to all get done. So this stamp set is going to be perfect to use just for that. The next thing I'm going to do is bring in a piece of grid paper, because I want to be able to not get my paper here all dirty, to be able to show you how I did that awesome background there. So I have a piece of Very Vanilla, and my Very Vanilla is cut to 5 by 3 3/4, and I secured our sheet music stamp to the back of our biggest block, and you'll notice that I did not put the sticker on there. I have been having some problems with my my big background stamp sticking to my clear blocks. And this is my solution, because I don't really need to worry about that. This is big enough to fit onto the entire piece of cardstock. So for me, I just kind of center it and go with it. So let me go ahead and ink this up with our basic black. And sometimes it's easier to do this in your hand versus trying to do this because it's so much bigger. It's kind of hard to go like that. So I find myself going like this and kind of getting the ink all over there. And this, you want to make sure you get some pretty good coverage on it, because you do have to apply quite a bit of pressure. You can hear me actually kind of tapping those together pretty good. I want to make sure I get lots of ink, especially on the center. And then I just kind of use my grid paper and put this in the center of where the lines are, kind of where the cross is, those dark lines. And again, I just kind of eyeball that the best I can. And then, well, actually, I'm going to want that. Yeah, I always stamp it kind of this way versus that way. It's easier for me to handle this way. So you want to just make sure you get your music notes running the correct way. And I am just going to go ahead and push this down. And here's where you're going to want to apply quite a bit of pressure to this to make sure you get that all secured and inked up, especially in the middle. And sometimes if my cardstock doesn't come out the greatest, which is okay, because in this case, I'm going to be covering it up with the piece that says Deck the Halls. So that's kind of why I like to be able to have some leeway there. But sometimes what I do is I also will ink this up. Let me show you the other way you could do this. You could ink this all up, and I'll show you this. I have another piece of paper here, another piece of Very Vanilla. And I apologize if my camera is shaking a little bit on this one, but doing the best I can to not have it do that. So sometimes what I do as well is I will just leave my block here, or my stamp here, all inked up, and I will put my piece of cardstock down on this, and I will just secure it by, or get the stamped image on it by rubbing across it like this. So again, it's a matter of personal preference of what way works best for you, but this I find to be a little bit messier for me. But it does work just the same. Gives you a really good stamped image. So I encourage you to experiment with that a little bit and find what works best for you. But I am going to use the one that I did second, because it does have a little bit more stamping done on it. So then I secured this onto our piece of garden green, the mat that I have on that card right there. Again, using our fast fuse. And if you haven't used our fast fuse, oh gosh, please try it. Once you start using that, you will never go back to regular adhesive. Trust me on that one. And then using the scalloped square framelits, I've pre-cut 2 pieces. I've pre-cut, let me get this grid paper out of here so you can see this better. But I've pre-cut 2 of the squares from that. And using the Deck the Halls from the stamp set, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to stamp this onto this piece of Very Vanilla, like so. And then again, I'm not going to take all of the time to finish the card in its entirety because I think a lot of you know how to adhere things together. But I did glue these together, and then I went ahead and stuck those onto the card. And you'll see that on my sample here, I put a little bit of ribbon behind there. And you can do that one of 2 ways. So that's another thing I wanted to make sure I at least showed you. Some of my customers will actually cut 2 pieces of ribbon, and I'm going to actually do that. So I'm cutting 2 pieces of ribbon, and I cut them at an angle. Do you see that? And they will actually glue dot either these together or just glue dot them to the back of my piece like this separately. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna get back in there. So a lot of them do that if they like to do it that way. I personally actually just fold it over like this, and then I adhere that, cut this at another angle. And then I will adhere this together to the back of my card or the back of my area that I want to put that on. So again, it's a matter of personal preference, but experiment with it, see what's most comfortable for you. And then I used our Bell stamp that is in our annual catalog and our Holly stamp. This is the bow from the Holly or the Holly punch. So those are 2 separate punches that I used, the Bell punch and the Holly punch for the bow. And then I secured those with dimensionals and topped this card off with some rhinestones. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this simple card using this amazing product bundle that you can get this month. It's an early release, so it is in our holiday catalog, but it's on an early release, so you're able to get your hands on it this month, and you can start to get some cards made. Our holiday catalog goes live September 1st, so you'll be able to get the full line of products in the holiday catalog beginning then. And if you need a copy of that catalog, please let me know. You can email me at kim@kimsbasementbunch.com, and I encourage you to check out my website and join my mailing list. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you back next week. Bye.